I don't like to get too in-depth, and I like to keep everything minimal so that I'm not getting overloaded and I'm not getting distracted by things I don't need to be doing. Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. This is my very first video for the Origami Collective YouTube channel. I'm really excited because this year I've made it my mission to become more present in my business and get my face out there. So here we are. Today I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how I set up my Asana to maximize my productivity, stay on task, and stop faffing. But before I get into it, hi, I'm Steph, and I share tips on how to simplify running your online business and up your productivity. So if there are two things that you think you might need help with, make sure you hit subscribe below, and let's get started. So, funny story, up until a couple of weeks ago, I had never heard the word faffing before, until I texted a friend and I asked him a random question, and he texted me back, and all he said was, "Have you joined the faffing group?" So I Googled it and was slightly offended because somehow he knew that I was faffing. This made me realize how good I am at getting distracted and falling victim to shiny object syndrome when I'm not leveraging the systems that I've put in place to make sure that I stay on task. And one of those systems is Asana. So I've been using Asana for a few years now, and I sort of just used it as a fancy to-do list and didn't use it to its full potential. In the last few months, I've really upped my Asana game, and along with my digital planner, I'll drop a link to that in the description below, I use them to plan out my content, plan out my daily tasks, my weekly tasks, my monthly tasks, and my productivity has tripled. If you want to know more about how I use my digital planner, let me know in the comments below and I'll do a separate video on that. For now, let's just stick with Asana. So just a quick disclaimer before we get started. My way of setting up Asana might not fit your personality type. You might not need to plan things as much as I do. Or on the other hand, you might need to plan even more. I tend to try and stay in the middle. I don't like to get too in-depth, and I like to keep everything minimal so that I'm not getting overloaded and I'm not getting distracted by things I don't need to be doing. Also, I'm assuming that you sort of know your way around Asana. This isn't a video on how to use Asana, it's more how I like to set up my Asana. So let's get to it. So this is my Asana home screen. I don't really use this too much. What I do use is the My Tasks screen. So you can have your list of tasks here. And then if I look on calendar view, this helps me to plan out where I need to spend my time that week or that month. And I've just got a really good overview of what I have coming up. So what I want to show you is my content planning project, which is where all the magic happens. This is where I plan out all of my content, from blog posts to YouTube videos and everything. The first section here is my monthly theme. So every month I pick a theme about what my content is going to be based around. As you can see, I've only done the first few months, but I will eventually finish that off. So this month my theme was getting organized for the new year. So all of my blog posts, YouTubes, Pinterest, everything will be around getting organized. And I do it that way because I find it's just easier to be in the zone and coming up with content that's all to do with the same theme. Moving on, and then I have sections for each of the content areas that I need to create in my business. And then under each section is the piece of content I need to create. I've set that up as a task, which I will explain a little bit more in a minute. But I've got these boards here, which is planning, in progress, scheduled, and live. And I'll just click and drag a task as it moves through the stages in my content creation process. you'll notice I've got these little color coordinated bars here. The way that I've set that up is by creating projects down the side here. So if I click into blog posts, I've got all of my blog post ideas in here. And then I've added a color up here. And then if I click in a task and I press this little plus button here, I can then add it to the content planning board, which is already in there. And then it will appear here with its little color coordinated bar here. I don't actually use these projects too much. I've pretty much just created them so I can have the color coded sections here. For some reason Asana won't let you color coordinate a task. It has to be assigned to a project, and then you can get the color coordination happening there. What's really cool about the color tagging bars is you can assign a task in Asana to more than one project. So I created a freebie and I wanted to post about that on Pinterest, send it out to my email list, and then also create a blog post around that. And so just by looking at this, I can see I've got 3 different things that I need to do for this task, just at a quick glance. I also make sure that I assign each task to myself, so that way it will show up in the My Tasks section. And then my latest Asana hack is I've been assigning deadlines to each task, just because for me, if I don't assign a deadline, then I'll probably just keep putting it off and putting it off, whereas this deadline sort of adds a sense of urgency. So that's pretty much the content planning board. If I think of a blog post idea, I'll jot it down the bottom and then I'll fit it into one of my months. And this way I also find that if I'm adding all of these content ideas into Asana, it's not floating around in my head or I don't forget it. And that's just a good way to keep everything together. So my next project that I wanted to show you was the business ideas project. This was a game changer for me because I'm always the type of person to see something cool that someone else is doing or get a good idea, and I'd just completely go off track and start my new idea, and all of my old ideas would not get finished, and I just have a bunch of half-finished stuff. So now when I think of an idea or find something cool that I want to do or something that I want to read, I will add it into this business ideas project, and then that way it's here for when I have time to get to it, and I can still stay focused on the tasks that I have already set for myself. So that's how I've got it set up. I've got these 2 projects, and they're the 2 projects that I work out of. I've purposely kept it simple and minimal so that I always know exactly what I'm doing, and I just don't get overloaded, and I can see everything that I need to do at a quick glance. So that's how I have my Asana set up. I use that along with my digital planner, which has really helped me stay on task, up my productivity, and get stuff done. If you like this video, make sure you hit subscribe because I have a lot more videos for you guys, which will really help you simplify running your online business and keep those stress levels low. Bye.